another NBA Finals trip for him, another loss. Does this affect his legacy at all negatively, or does it maybe even affect it positively? Like, is it?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I don't think it should have a negative impact.
No,
I know,
I agree.
but I know that argument's out there. It's
Yeah.
being floated around. Immediately the whole thing with this is you point to the records. Michael Jordan was 6-0 in the finals as opposed to 3-6. 3-6. And the way I look at it is, wouldn't you rather go to the finals more times than
You would think so.
Isn't the idea to get to the finals as much as possible? Because this is the whole
if you're
argument
Tom
with
Brady.
Well, this goes back to the Tom Brady, Joe Montana argument. Would you rather be perfect in 4 Super Bowls or, go to however many he ends up going to at the end of the day and have a few blemishes on your record? I'd rather go there. I mean, I don't know about you, and I think I would view that more favorably. The fact that you're not perfect, that's all right. You still got there.
It is weird, though, that it does. I could see sort of where people are coming from. But that's a really weird thing for it to go against you in the long run, where it's like, if you get there, you're one of the 2 best teams in all of basketball, but not being that one team kind of hurt. Like, you're right. Like, there is something impressive about getting there, but there is something, like, to be said for, you've been a lot of times and you haven't won. I'm not saying, I don't know. It's just tough. And again, coming out of the Eastern Conference, that's why I think it's going to be fascinating. If he does end up in the West, that's a new path for him to kind of try to get through. That's something, if I was arguing against LeBron, I would point at that. It's like, you did it through the East. And it's like, the East has not been nearly as tough as the West for the last 10 to 15 years. So, I don't know. It's complicated.
Yeah. But like, the way I look at it is, immediately the thing that jumps to people's minds is like, well, Jordan never would have folded under the pressure like this. And it's like, well, maybe he would have a few losses if he did go to the finals 9 times as opposed to 6. You know what I mean? Like,
I think that the big thing is, and it's not fair necessarily to LeBron, is like, there was no questioning that Jordan was the best during that time. There is a question as to whether LeBron is. And, maybe there is a little bit more parity in terms of the top-end talent now in the NBA than there was in the 90s. We all like to romanticize the 90s, but it was Jordan and everybody else. Now it's LeBron, Durant, Curry. Like, and they just happen to all be on the same team. So
it's very convenient for the
maybe Jordan's record wouldn't have been as impressive if he ran up against a team with, Barkley, Anthony Hardaway, and Shaq.